Abuja, Nigeria's capital, has played host to a landmark event, the inaugural African Defense Chiefs Summit. Military leaders from across the continent gathered to deliberate on new strategies for regional peace and security. Oh yes, I welcome you to Nigeria, and this is Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, West Africa. This is Bola Ahmed Tinubu Hall at the ICC Center in Abuja. We have various African countries with their service chiefs and of course the defense chiefs live on ground to talk about the security architecture of Africa and of course West Africa. It was convened by the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, General Christopher Gwabi Musa. My name is Olayemi Eson. The summit, which will run from 25th to 27th of August 2025, brought together chiefs of defense staff from across Africa alongside international partners and regional institutions. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, welcomed the participants on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He emphasized Africa's urgent need for strategic defense collaboration in tackling terrorism, transnational crime, piracy, cyber threats, and the impact of climate change on security.
The choice of the theme of this summit, Combating Contemporary Threats to Regional Peace and Security in Africa, the role of defense collaboration, is both timely and pertinent. It captures the urgent need for a united action in addressing the complex and evolving security challenges confronting our continent. Consequently, this gathering offers us a rare opportunity to forge a unified front. It is a platform to harmonize our doctrines, strengthen interoperability, and build enduring trust among our defense institutions. We must therefore seize this opportunity to craft a new architecture of African-led security cooperation. As host nations, Nigeria is deeply committed to the ideals of regional stability and continental defense integration. Our armed forces have consistently contributed to peacekeeping operations, counter-terrorism efforts, and humanitarian missions across Africa. We believe that true security is not achieved in isolation. It is built through shared intelligence, joint training, and coordinated action. Nigeria stands ready to work with our brothers and sisters across the continent to develop frameworks that are proactive, resilient, and responsive to the realities of our time.
The chosen theme reflects the urgency of the times. Across the continent, threats are complex, diverse, and borderless: terrorism, piracy, cyber warfare, organized crime, and the impacts of climate change. Leaders highlighted the importance of intelligence sharing, joint training, and investment in indigenous defense technology.
What is true of our challenges must also be true of our resolve. We cannot neutralize these threats in isolation. This is the moment to reassess our military objectives in the collective aspirations to make Africa safe. It is time to forge a new doctrine of continental defense, one rooted in trust, shared intelligence, and coordinated strategy. Nigeria's promise has always been simple and firm: to be a good neighbor and a brother's keeper in the struggle for peace. Our armed forces have stood shoulder to shoulder with our neighbors and far beyond in peacekeeping missions, counter-terrorism operations, and humanitarian endeavors. We hold no illusion. Security is the foundation upon which the edifice of progress must stand.
Today, we take an important step forward. We affirm that Africa's security must be driven by African solutions, African leadership, and African unity. Nigeria has always played a leading role in promoting regional peace and stability. Our armed forces have been actively involved in peacekeeping, counter-terrorism, and humanitarian missions across Africa and beyond. We remain committed to strengthening our defense partnership, both bilateral and multilateral, to support peace, development, and democratic values.
I've seen the challenge, I know you have. I've also seen what's possible when we find common ground. The outcome of this week must be heard beyond this room. It must be carried into every international forum where decisions on defense are being made on our behalf. That's how we will shape Africa's security on Africa's terms. But reshaping security also means changing mindsets. We must see women not only as victims of war, but as partners in peace. And just as women are the bedrock of peace in our homes, they must be a part of the search for peace on the war front. This is not about winning wars, it is about winning peace, and it's about doing it together.
The strongest conviction that Africa's collective security can only be enhanced with active, practical, and proactive collaboration at the regional and continental levels. There must be synergy in military cooperation, promotion of common training, promotion of common doctrinal concept, sharing of intelligence, the interoperability of armaments, but also capacity building, particularly in airlifting, all of which are essential for operationalization of the African standby force.
They also reaffirmed the role of ECOWAS and the African Union's peace and security architecture as foundations for regional stability.
Very important, extremely important. As an industry stakeholder, we're very glad to see this happen. Amazing initiative. Now, what this does for the industry and for national security in the country and across the region is that it allows all the stakeholders who are active in the field, that's law enforcement and military and paramilitary, to come together and share their collective experiences, information about what they are facing in their individual countries, what are the threats doing, generally get together, compare notes, and come up with some sort of policy direction or some sort of narrative that everybody now, when they harmonize this, they now decide this is what we should do, this is how we should approach it. If Nigeria does this and Nigeria does that, we will be able to work together in harmony to address these issues.
I'm representing Zen Technologies, leading training systems and anti-drone system company from India. We manufacture the anti-drone systems which have been very successful in all types of operations to counter the threat from drones, which is increasing by the day. Whether it is the armed forces of the enemy, whether it is the rogue elements, smuggling, all kinds of nefarious activities are being conducted using the drones today. They have become a huge threat. So we manufacture a system which counters almost all types of threats from the drones which is emanating from across your borders. And the other thing which we do is we provide state-of-the-art training systems to provide realistic training to reduce the costs of using actual ammunition. Yeah, it's such a wonderful opportunity to meet such a wide spectrum of senior leadership and showcase your products so that you can reach out to them and give them an insight into what is available today, leveraging the technologies of the present day, and to train not only for the present environment but for the futuristic environment as well. Because using the simulation, you can actually simulate even a futuristic environment and train your people to be ready for it.
In terms of getting this defense solution required to tackle the main rise of insecurity.
Through strategic dialogue, participants explored ways to enhance interoperability, intelligence sharing, joint training, and investment in indigenous defense technology. For Nigeria, the summit was more than diplomacy. It was a call to action for Africa to take ownership of its security narrative and shape its own future. From cyber defense to artificial intelligence, the message was clear. Africa must take ownership of its own security narrative. One message resonated clearly all the summit: Africa is stronger together, and from Abuja, a new spirit of cooperation has been set in motion. Olaimi Eson, for Smart TV.